Assalamu alaikum BBA4. This lecture is lecture number 5, Macro Marketing Environment, and your presenter Faizadar is here. We are going to discuss the macro marketing environment here, slide by slide. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this course of marketing, we will be studying micro and macro environment. First of all, we have to understand what is marketing environment. You know, the market around you or the business around you is affected by several internal or external factors which are controlling the business, and every business has to adapt itself to these changes or to these factors which are around the business, which are either external or internal, and it has to stick with its environment, which is called the marketing environment in which the business is operating. So it is very important for a business that how it is linked with the marketing environment. The time never remains the same, so things keep on changing, keep on moving, so the businesses has to switch according to the external and internal factors of the business. Now, when a company is operating, it has to face the macro environment, which is the external environment. Remember, the company has to face both internal and external environment. So here we are talking about the macro environment, the external environment. And when the company is going commercially, it is having its commercial operations, it means that it has to operate within the macro environment which it is prevailing. So the factors which are overall affecting, which could overall affect the company, the businesses, are like nature and kind of people, society, culture, lifestyle, role of government, economical conditions, and the technology. So we can say that all these things, they play a very important role in determining the macro environment of the company. In this slide, the macro environment basically is the environment which the company is facing externally, or all the external factors which are affecting the commercial operations of the business is the example of macro environment. Now, it says that there are many factors, as it is written in the slide as well, like nature and kind of people, society, culture, lifestyle, and the role of the government, economical conditions, and the use of technology. All these factors are external factors, and all these factors, they affect the commercial operations of the company, and they have a close relationship as they make the environment of the company where the company is operating, and the company has to do its business within this environment. In the words of Philip Kotler, a company's marketing environment consists of the actors and forces outside of marketing that affect marketing management ability to build and maintain successful relationships with target customers. So you can say that marketing environment is made up of internal and external environment of the business, and the internal environment can be controlled by the businesses, but the external environment can't be controlled by the businesses. The current scenario of the coronavirus is a big example of the external factor which the companies are facing these days. And these external factors affect the businesses of the company, and they have to change their strategies and their goals according to the market scenario. And the target can sometimes it becomes unable to achieve, and it hits their target. So you can say that market scenario is very important for a company. Now in this slide, as you can see, that 6 macro environment forces are shown, and in which first of all you can see demographic forces, economic forces, political forces, ecological forces, socio-cultural forces, and technological forces. All these forces, as can be seen, that these forces are present in the environment, and they are applying their force on the businesses, and the businesses have to suffer all type of pressures given by these forces. Number one factor is demography. Now, the demographic environment is made up of the people who constitute the market. It is basically characterized as the factual investigation and segregation of the population according to their size, density, location, age, gender, race, and occupation. Now, what happens is that actually the size, age, gender, occupation, and density, and the population growth rate, migration trends, intermigration or intramigration, these all affect the business of the company, and the company has to understand all these factors before starting the business. For example, if a company has decided to introduce a product, it has to first of all see the demographic structure of that particular population which it is going to offer the product which is going to manufacture. So first of all, the business has to see that the population for which it is for which it is targeting its business, what is the demographic structure and nature of that population, and if the different communities are in that culture, it has to see and study those cultures. Now in this slide, as you can see, the economic factors are there. The economic environment consists of the factors which influence the customers' purchasing power and spending patterns. These factors include the GDP, gross domestic product, the GNP, gross national product, interest rate, inflation, income distribution, government funding, and subsides, and all the other major, you can say, economic variables. And the government, the subsidies which the government give, it is also there. So economic environment, it basically gives you a clear picture of that scenario of that particular environment. That what type of environment it is it capitalist, or is it socialist, or is it like mixed economy, what type of economy it is. And it is very important for the businesses to have a look on these factors. Okay, the explanation of this slide is very easy, as it says socio-culture. The social structure of a place, it gives the idea about the culture which is prevailing in that market, the culture which is prevailing in that society, and organization needs to know about that area, that either they have the mixed population, and what is the ratio of the male or female, old age groups, young group, children, and what type of culture they have, what type of respect, or strength or bonding they have as family culture, or what type of society they have. Are they Western society, or they are modern, or modern Islamic, or they are Orthodox, or the idea which they get from the socio-culture is very important for the businesses in order to introduce the products which they are offering in the environment. Now, as you can see, this in slide is regarding the technology. So the technological environment consists of innovations, research and development in technology. Technological alternatives, innovation, inducements, they all are very important as far as the technological environment is concerned. And the technological barriers are also very important in order to solve, because if you want to run smooth operations, technology is one of the biggest sources of threats and opportunities for the organization, and it is very dynamic. So it is important for an organization to have the technological advancement according to its environment. If it will not do so, it will be left behind, and it will be out of the market, and the competitors will obviously take over the business or the target market. As the slide shows you, ecology, which means the physical environment. The physical environment includes the natural environment in which the business operates. This includes the climatic conditions, environmental change, accessibility to water and raw materials, natural disasters, pollutions, etc. So all these factors are very important in the environment of a business. As in this slide, you can see the political forces which are affecting the businesses. Political and legal environment includes laws and government's policies prevailing in the country, and it also includes other pressure groups and agencies which influence or limit the working of the industry or businesses in the society. So they are also very important, and the business has to look around these political forces as well. And it further extends to the pressure groups like lawyers, environmental activists, and above all the common people, who has got the utmost power to make the decisions, or to deal with the current government. So all these factors, they play a very important role, and each factor has a special influence on the businesses of the organizations.